let's say that you have imported an in-person, an on-campus course to Canvas from Moodle. If you have places for students to submit work, that will come over and it will automatically create gradebook items. But if you had spaces for people to turn in papers to you in person or quizzes to take in class where you wanted to put them in, those are not going to appear in your gradebook. And as we know, the place to build our gradebook is over here in the Assignments tab. So when I look at this accounting class, I can see that the Assignments tab is empty. If I go now to the Moodle page, I can see that we have a very complex system here with all of these manually graded items. This is 45 points, so we have different categories: exams, final exam, homework, and then we have all of these individual spaces to put work in. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this over on my other screen and I keep them side by side. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding groups. So I'll start by changing the name of this one to exams and make that 45%. Okay, now I've created all my groups, and really quickly I'm just going to double check in here that these do add up to 100. That's great. If I made a mistake, I could adjust them here. So I'm going to cancel. Next, I need to create, as we saw before, I need to create all of these homework assignments, exams, and they're just spaces, right? So we go here, we say plus assignment, and we're just going to call it exam. We're not going to worry about when it is. We're just going to save it. Now, if we go in here and look at the instructions, we hit edit here, we're going to see that as a default, it's set to no submission. So that's fine. Students are not going to see this interior part because you're going to be giving them instructions somewhere else, in class. You just need this to be a space in the gradebook. So already it looks fine. Well, we don't need to touch this part. So this part is fine. We go back to the Assignments tab and we're just going to keep going, and what I would recommend doing is just duplicate this. So there are 5 exams. I'm just going to duplicate, and then right here I'm going to edit the name and I'm going to call this exam 2. Edit exam 3. Exam 4, exam 5, and this one, exam 1. And the other part is, in order for students to see this in their gradebook, they have to be published. Now, they will not see these on the module page. These only exist in the Assignments tab and, of course, in the Grades tab. So when students see their Grades tab, they'll see these spaces in here. And once they start receiving grades, they'll also receive grades for that. So we go back to assignments, and we can just keep doing this process. And of course, finally, we have to publish all of this so that students can see it in their gradebook. Done. And you'll be able to see this if you go into the gradebook here. You could also, as a student, if we go into student view, we'll be able to see what it looks like when they look at their grades. And this should be exactly the things that you just put in there. So as soon as you're ready to and you give them grades, they'll be able to see all their grades. And that's how you create a manual grade book for an in-person class.